You are now tuned in to What's New here on WWLU 88.7, Lincoln University, Pennsylvania. Family members of Trayvon Martin believe their loved one was killed solely because of the color of his skin, not because of self-defense, as the shooter claims. In Sanford, Florida, a 17-year-old boy was shot and killed in a gated community by the town watch captain. George Zimmerman called police while patrolling the neighborhood, stating he was about to follow a young black teen that looked suspicious.
Hey, we've had some break-ins in my neighborhood, and there's a real suspicious guy. It's Retrieview Circle. The best address I can give you. This guy looks like he's up to no good, or he's on drugs or something.
Police told Zimmerman not to approach the young man and arrived to the scene finding Martin laying face down in a street with nothing more than a few dollars, Skittles, and a canned beverage. Zimmerman was not arrested when police first arrived. He was registered to carry a firearm and claimed he shot the boy in self-defense. Prosecutors are investigating the story more thoroughly after receiving much attention from people across the nation.
Are you registered to vote for the primary election on April 24th? Voters will cast ballots for President, U.S. Senate, State Attorney General, Auditor General, and Treasurer, as well as U.S. House of Representatives, State, House, and Senate, and delegates to Republican and Democratic national conventions. The Student Government Association votes were lacking this year, with less than 700 students voting out of nearly 2,000. There are people who are impacting your life directly and indirectly, so it's important your opinion is heard. Since the last presidential election, Lincoln University has received a voting place here at the Manuel Rivera Gym, so it's important that you take advantage and cast your vote on April 24th.
The former Rutgers student accused of recording his roommate in an intimate encounter with another man has been found guilty for invasion of privacy and many other charges. The story has received media attention around the country from President Obama, Ellen DeGeneres, and many others, as Tyler Clementi of New Jersey committed suicide in 2010 after his privacy was violated. Durand Ravy, the roommate of Clementi, set up a webcam in the room and then tweeted about the encounter. Although many witnesses in the case agree that Ravy never stated he was homophobic, the 20-year-old man faces up to 10 years in state prison and the possibility of being deported back to his birthplace in India.
21 employees accepted buyouts at the Philadelphia Inquirer and Daily News, and 19 others will be laid off. The deadline was last week, and the union representing the employees is challenging the layoffs. One employee includes Daily News staff photographer Sarah J. Glover, who recently gave a multimedia presentation at Lincoln University and serves as the Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists president. The National Association of Black Journalists condemns the Philadelphia Media Network, and the president, Gregory Lee Jr. of NABJ, says, quote, "Newsrooms suffer greatly when they lose individuals who have the journalistic impact of Sarah Glover. We view her departure from Daily News as another unsettling attack on diversity. She is a leader in the newsroom and the community," end quote. Glover was recently awarded a spot on the list of top 40 under 40 in Philadelphia.
In Syria, 45 were killed in Idlib as UN criticized the indefensible crackdown. According to Syrian human rights groups, at least 45 citizens were killed in government crackdown attacks in the northern section of Idlib. Syrian opposition activists held protests on Friday to denounce their president, Bashar al-Assad, and call for international awareness. The Syrian Observatory says many of the deceased victims were found with hands bound behind their back.
Robert Bales, the U.S. soldier accused in an Afghan massacre, is set for a transfer to Kansas as details emerge. A speculative report the New York Times received from an anonymous U.S. official suggests the soldier was drinking prior to the shootings and experienced stress related to his fourth military stint. The U.S. is reportedly bringing the soldier back for military detention at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. Attorney John Henry Brown, who famously represented serial killer Ted Bundy, has announced he will defend the soldier.
Rod Blagojevich, former Illinois governor, has started serving his 14-year sentence for corruption charges. Blagojevich was convicted last year while trying to sell President Obama's former U.S. Senate seat and extorting executives for campaign funds.
The big move everyone anticipated for Dwight Howard fell to deaf ears. There was still plenty of transactions grabbing attention in the NBA. The Los Angeles Lakers shipped off Derek Fisher and a first-round pick in a 3-team trade that involved the Houston Rockets and Cleveland Cavaliers. The Lakers received point guard Ramon Sessions and forward Jordan Hill. The Washington Wizards traded center JaVale McGee to the Denver Nuggets for center Nene Hilario. The Golden State Warriors traded shooting guard Monte Ellis to the Milwaukee Bucks for center Andrew Bogut. Lastly, the New Jersey Nets exchanged the first-round pick for forward Gerald Wallace from the Portland Trail Blazers.
However, Game 2, it was murder she wrote, as the Lions unleashed an offensive onslaught of slugging proficiency, leading to a final score of LU 22, VLB 2. The Lions' defensive intensity was harnessed by pitcher Matthew Anderson, who threw a complete game, giving up only 4 hits with 8 strikeouts on 108 pitches. For the Bats, infielder Kyle Brooks charged the ball club with 7 RBIs on 3 hits. The Lions will look to continue their success this Thursday, March 22nd, against Chestnut Hill College.
This is reporter Kadeem Houston.
This is reporter Mercedes Lee.
And this is reporter Amani Haskins. And you're tuned in to What's New, WWLU 88.7, Lincoln University, Pennsylvania.